All right, cool. All right, guys, welcome to the webinar tonight. My name is Travis Patel, and we're going to be talking about video ads and using them with your system, specifically how I'm using them with my e-commerce Shopify store right now. And we have a few different type of campaigns that we're using to have a lot of success. And it's a lot because video right now is a very fresh technique. It's something that's new, and just kind of popular to the eyes of viewers on social media and around the web. They're getting ad blindness to a lot of our typical Facebook ads, and it's just kind of a normal route of advertising to any audience. Is the ads that you're using, they're going to stop working after a while. And then the style of ads that everyone is using and the whole market is using is also going to stop working after a while. Pretty much with any market, any platform, any community, it really comes down to over time, marketers will crush it and destroy it and make it just a spam market. It really with any group of people out there, because that's what marketers are like us are looking for, are groups of people we can go talk to. And when you find a good group that buys, that word gets out after a while, and more marketers come in, the ones with the lower ethics and those that spam more often, so it just kind of ruins the system. And that's really things like social media and Facebook, all these guys, that's what they're trying to combat always, is to always bring something new, keep those people out, keep the quality in. This is a lot why you see, your ad account maybe got disbanded, and just out of no reason. They have all these little checkmark flag algorithms set up that will just red flag your account, shut it down, saves their system the risk. And really, that's just kind of to prevent all those spammers, marketers coming in. But kind of got off on a tangent there. But anyways, we're talking about videos and being that fresh voice, that fresh eye. Right now, Facebook videos are very popular because it's not your typical t-shirt ad. We had a t-shirt bubble in 2014 there where the launch platforms were really taking off. It's very easy to sell t-shirts through Facebook ads, things like that. But those typical t-shirt ads and just the sight of any t-shirts for sale has diminished rapidly here in 2015, and that's this ad blindness. Now, with video, it's kind of being that fresh eye, like I said, that new point of view, that new perspective that gets people looking and noticing. Now, not only that, because video has been around for a while, so that's not even the biggest reason why that's very popular right now. But when it comes to Facebook, Facebook is making it very obvious that they're making a push towards YouTube style traffic on their video platforms and kind of going that route. So they're giving a lot more, great cost per click, cost per acquisition, all that type of stuff, optimization, algorithm costs, all that stuff is very good for video ads. They're giving you the benefit of the doubt, really trying to help your videos. So if you're using videos right now, it's a very effective and fruitful time. And when we use them in our normal type of marketing plan, like I'm going to talk about tonight, you'll see how they're very effective and they do very well. So if you guys have questions about video ads, we're not going to go through any of the basic stuff. I know Rachel, if you bought her video retargeter, she talked a lot about it. She has a great little software program that help you guys create a multitude of videos that you can use for your retargeting. As one of my styles here uses it quite a bit. But we're not going to get into the basics. We're going to get into 3 campaign styles that I'm using right now that are having great success, building our brand, selling products, getting people on our list, kind of the major asset things we want to do. Now, if you guys have questions throughout, I probably won't see them. I kind of just get into a tunnel vision haze when I'm doing these things, so I might not see the question box. We'll get to a question and answer at the end. Feel free, if I see them, I will answer throughout, but I will get to all the questions at the end. Feel free to post them throughout the webinar, so that I have a list to come to at the end and we don't miss anything, but don't be upset if I don't reply to you. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into our style campaign number 1. And this is content to retargeting. And we're doing a lot of retargeting with our videos and things like that, as you'll see. A lot of you have heard me talk about this one. This one we have been going on for a while. just got that rolling in this week on the second type of style, but it's pretty much the idea behind this campaign is that we're using video to deliver quality content to our viewer. We want to not be on the promotion side of it. We don't want to be thinking sell, sell, sell. What we want to think is we want to provide quality content, a fix to a problem for our viewers, our ideal viewers. We might have an idea in our head who our ideal buyer is, and these are the same people we're going to target and we're going to go after, but we're not giving them a product at first. We're giving them content. It's a multi-step process. With a lot of these campaigns, as you're going to see with video, it's very content-based. People watch video to see how to do something clearly, and that's exactly how we're trying to use that here with giving them quality content, allowing the assets and the features we have with Facebook advertising to build awesome custom audiences that we can retarget for a later advertisement that is our sell, sell, sell type of promotion. So that's the idea behind these campaigns, and it's very simple. I'm going to walk you through one we did and we're doing still with the beard company and the beard balms that we're selling. This is a great niche that has a lot of information. We can really help a lot of problems in the beard niche. How to grow a large beard, how to groom a beard, how to maintain it and make it, style it and make it look a certain way, how to avoid bristles, and all those different fixes that we can apply in just kind of how you would write a content article. This is exactly what we're doing, is we're creating quality content that can fix a problem. We're creating a video around that. As you can see, this is an example we did with the beard balm, where I just made a 5-point PowerPoint slide. This was our opener, talking about why you need beard balm and what it is. And it was just these 5 slides as I voiced over the content we were talking about. And I just wrote a good 350, 500 word article and read that as this transition video went. And that was our content video. This was creating that quality content that we're going to use in our advertisement. Since then, we really, with your video content, the great thing about video is it's that next step of content, next step of quality. So instead of just sending them to an article, you're sending them to that video that gives you that little bit more authority bump. I like to always tell my clients and everyone that asks me, how to grow that authority, is that you want those little cues everywhere. You want the approval stamps everywhere. You want the testimonials. You want all the assets in place where you have a website, you have social media, you have advertisements. They see you on Google Ads. They see you on Pinterest, because all those little things are popping in the back of these viewers' heads and these buyers' heads, and they think, oh, this is the authority. Why wouldn't I buy from this? So we're taking that step in the video. We want to do the same. This opening video where we just did the content slides is about the worst style of video we could go, other than just having straight out text on the video. But this right here, we want to improve that as much as possible. So what we did there is we started doing some live action stuff, where we have actually our CAO of the company, Sam, here. We're doing some shoots in live settings around Nashville here. We have the waterfalls, the greenery, and talking about where you can see he has a pretty massive beard going, and he's really running our beard brand we got going. So we're recording some live content covering the same thing we're talking about in this initial video, just having it with a high quality camera, taking some quality content with the person live action talking there. In this video, we'll get tons more interaction and get a lot more people watching all the way through and really giving us that authority. So some other things we're doing, kind of taking it to that authority level, some things you can do with your video to give that professional those authority cues would be, obviously, first, use a clear camera shot. Don't get blurry. If you're going to, ask some friends, if you have some friends with a DSLR camera or something high def, if you have like a new iPhone or a new smartphone, a lot of them have really great cameras. You can record video. Make sure you want to maybe get a microphone to make it clear audio. Those little clear pieces of content, the audio and the video, that makes a big difference over being some, webcam YouTube video you see. It just gives that authority cue. Some other things, you want to really make it aesthetic. If you're going to use your logos and brands or layouts or colors or anything, don't be stamping things everywhere that just makes it cheesy and over promotional. You're really wanting to, remember, deliver high quality content in this video. So if you're going to brand your logo, your product, make it very subtle in the corner, make it small, maybe have your live action person wearing the logo on his shirt or something like that, but don't be in your face, make it very aesthetic to the viewer. You also want to have some quality transitions, no breaks in between your video, have it where it'll transition from slide to slide or from shot to shot, however you got it, quality video sense, a title screen, animation if you can get that in there. What we're working on is some intro clips, like just 5 to 10 second intro clips that will come in and do a little animation for the logo, and then it'll lead into the content. So that's just going to give that a little authority, that brand building. Same thing on the back end of the video with the credits. Have some call outs in there and just talk about your other assets. So if you have fan pages or Pinterest, you can say, check us out on Pinterest, that type of stuff. Those are authority cues. And then obviously the main and most important piece is having quality content. You need to have your content that's gold, that's helping fix the problem. And for every niche out there, there's at least 30 to 50 quality content angles that you can create and build this audience. And then we have this video. You want it in written form on your website as an article. You can advertise that as well. The video, obviously, with the live action, all these authority cues, really boosts that that kind of authority behind it, and really will help what we're going to do later in step 2, step 3. So we have the content. Next off, we're moving into step 2, which is actually doing the Facebook ad and building a custom audience. What we're doing here is just we're creating a Facebook video views ad. That's very blurry. You can't see that too well. But it's a Facebook ad with the objective of video views. So it's going to have Facebook optimizing and growing the audience towards the direction of those that are going to view the video. Because when you're creating a video ad on Facebook, what's going to happen is you're going to get the option, which I should mention, we're using the Power Editor to create this style of video. And what we're able to do with that is we're able to actually create custom audiences that view this video. There's 2 types of custom audience. I think actually they added a 3rd one now. But for the custom audiences that you can grow, you can have people who have viewed your video for 3 seconds, and then a custom audience of people who have viewed your video for the 95% duration. So as you can see, people who have viewed a video for 95% through are probably pretty interested, especially if it's a content information-based video fixing the problem. That means these people are very interested in what's going on. The 3-second viewers are people who might have just jumped in and not really wanted to hear the rest of the information. They might have thought you weren't a good enough authority. It might not have been targeted on them correctly, but they are in that kind of, well, they're interested, and maybe they're interested in this niche in beards. Now I think they've actually got an option where you can have it at 10 seconds, which would take away those just kind of 3 seconds can be just people skimming the news feed, where 10 seconds, if you're sitting there 10 seconds, at least someone is interested in that content. But if they stop at 10 to 15 seconds, they're probably not interested in your video. So that means you have an audience here that you can hit with better quality video later and see how interested and reactive they are there. So these are just cool little custom audiences that we can use to build and retarget on the back end, get people back into our products to buy the things we're talking about. In that opening video we have there with Sam, we're talking about, remember, the beard balm, what and why of beard balm, and he explains, this is why I use it. And we're using there in the video, he's using the actual brand that we're going to sell in the back end. In step 3, when we retarget this audience with our products, you can see it's still the clip of him at the waterfall. We're using the same brand and using the video. We're coming in at them with a special offer saying 50% off. Where with these, we're paying about, I think it's like $3, $4 per balm right now. Going through a local groomer here, actually Sam's groomer, looking at some manufacturing to do the private label stuff, get these for like 15 cents. But right now, we're doing the retargeting, coming in as those 2 audiences we have, selling them related products, selling them the product we're using in the actual video beforehand, talking about the content. with the balm. Of course, oils go with balms. Our whole product package on this brand is getting them to a monthly deal where they get a monthly oil and a monthly balm of our branded stuff. So that's the whole thing we're leading into. So we're pushing a lot of different brands of oils and balms just to get them in the front door. And then we're starting to get our private labeled stuff in, box deal, boom, reoccurring, works very well. So we're coming at them, those two custom audiences. We're definitely the ones that are hitting the 95%. We're coming at them hard with that product that we're talking about in the video. So if we're talking about Beard Balm, then we're coming at them probably with this 50% off deal because we know they're the most likely. Now, the people who were at the 3-second view, we're targeting more related products, and we're targeting more better quality content and related content that we're talking about. So maybe that video right there is about why and what is Beard Balm, but everyone who watched for 3 seconds already knows what Beard Balm is. Maybe they didn't not like the content, they just don't need to hear it. So we'll start targeting that audience with something like a the 3 best beard balms out there, or the 3 ingredients every beard balm should have so that you don't have an itchy beard. Stuff like that. That's more the next step content, that next piece that they want to hear and understand about. So those are just the ways to think about those audiences, and just send them to our kind of Shopify sales page, as you can see here. All right, so that is method number 1. Going from quality content to a retargeting audience. This is very, very, very powerful. It works very well. It can be done in any type of niche. We're starting to hit the fitness niche hard right now again. I was a personal trainer for like 8 to 10 years back through college and afterwards. So I have a lot of knowledge and just like content that I can throw out there very easily. So I have each of my crew actually at the MB3 office here. We've got 5 people in house, and each of them is kind of a different field of fitness right now, where we've got Sam. He's 6'9". He just came out of back surgery. He's a giant, and he's starting to have back trouble. He's got to have the back recovery. So that's his focus. I have him doing some back recovery content, just going through our workout plan. We have Kelly, who's big on marathons right now, so she's the runner content. We've got David, who's big on vertical jump. He plays basketball. He wants to be able to dunk, so we're starting to get him on some plyometric and increase your vertical leap stuff. Me, myself, I have, let myself go the past couple years, and I need to lose another 20 pounds to get myself a little bit more chiseled. So I'm going with the general weight loss and, healthy up. So each of us are doing content videos, 5 to 10 each, and it's leading people into those products, into those funnels that we're going to create, and that's all leading into our one fitness niche brand, fitness niche product, as you'll see I'll talk a little bit about later. I guess not the fitness, but kind of how we're leading into one product. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into video ad campaign style number 2 that we're using, and this is collection retargeting, just heavy retargeting on the back end of getting people on that initial audience. So when we're doing our retargeting and when we're doing our back end, anytime we're trying to talk to our audience, I'm separating them into many different layers. So someone who buys something or someone who visits a certain page might not only be added to one list or one audience that we're targeting. They might be added to a multitude of lists, email lists, or custom audiences that we can target them more appropriately. And this is kind of how you want to start thinking about it, instead of just thinking about that one angle, that one layer, whereas you're selling a product. If you're selling a cow lover shirt and then you're just going to retarget that cow lover shirt, that's only one angle to think about, and you're leaving a lot of money on the table. So with video ads, we're able to really hit the whole platitude, because just the retargeting on the back end is very powerful with video ads. So the 3 layers of audiences that we're doing in our targeting really breaks down to product, niche, and store. So these are 3 different things, 3 different layers that we are collecting information on our audience. So on the product level, this is a layer that we're actually hitting things that would be ideal to that product buyer, that individual product, the example I already gave. So if someone buys like you said, a cow shirt, for example, the I'm a freaking awesome cow mom, then they'll love that same design in a cell phone cover or on a coffee mug or on a necklace, a bracelet, a hat, all these different options that we can create very quickly. These are things we can upsell and sell in the back end and retarget our audience into. Now, we can also retarget the individual product, the initial product we sold. That's the obvious one I already talked about, the obvious retargeting you're going to do. After someone's visited, if they haven't bought that product, show them that product again, and they'll probably buy. But this audience can also be shown these other products and these other angles, like we said. So they might like the other types of products, or they might like a shirt from the cell phone cover they bought, or they might like to buy someone else a product or another product related. So someone who buys I love my husband would also be interested in a shirt that says I love my wife, because that's just, if they have a husband, then they're going to have a wife. It's just how it goes. So I'm saying that with kind of mom and dad, which isn't as tight, because everyone who's married, obviously, not everyone who has parents has a mom and dad that are in the same family or, not happy with each other. So that's the product level. That's where we're advertising and retargeting on the product level. Same thing with our back-end email list. Now, next up, we have the niche level. And this is anytime someone comes in, buys, or visits a page, a cow product of any sort, they're added to the niche level audience. And if they buy any cow product of any sort, they're added to the cow niche level buyers list. So what we can do on this layer is show them other related products in the niche, show them what's going on to the niche. I like to have a single product that's my major offer in a niche, so that every single product, individual product out there, every single individual ad campaign out there is leading into that one niche specific product, that one we can really focus on optimizing and improving. So you've got all these different products and you're selling all this different stuff, all these different ad campaigns. It gets to be hectic just by trying to optimize everything you got going out there. When you have everything kind of dialing into one single funnel, one single path, one single product, it becomes a little easier because you're kind of just optimizing for that one thing. So on the niche level here, we are advertising that one main product. We might be advertising collections. We might be just showing them other things that they might like in the niche, other assets we've built, social media, different marketplaces, different things like that. And then on the third level, we're creating a store level. Now, this is people who have just visited or bought from our store overall, and this is the audience we can promote our message to about our brand. What's going on in our storefront? What are we doing this month? Where my team and I, we have a meeting once a month, talk about for each of the niches we're hitting, what is our special. We have a monthly special, we have a monthly giveaway, we have different news that's going out and stories that are going to happen. If we're doing any kind of local charity thing or PR stuff, that's going to be on the schedule for what we're going to advertise that week. So this is on the store level. This is what we're going to hit them with. When it comes to custom audiences in Facebook, this is what we can advertise. When it comes to the back end, when someone buys a product or on your email list, that's the plan. Once a month, we know there's going to be an email that tells the store list, the store buyers, what are our specials this month, or what's our monthly giveaways, or what's the new story of what we're doing. So that's the way we think about those three levels. And as you can see, there's three custom audiences that we have going for one product. So what happens here is the HB Love Life is a Harry Potter shirt that's about someone who just got married or something like that, or engaged, I think it is. And this is the individual product level. We have 300 people who have come to this one at this point. So that's everyone who's visited that single page. Now, the Harry Potter collection is all of our different single Harry Potter shirts in one. So all those URLs are into that one custom audience. And this is everyone who's visited anything Harry Potter at this point. So that's 2,100. And then this is the new store we put together at this point, Talk Nerdy to Me, which is the whole nerd angle, the whole Harry Potter movies, fantasy, all that type of stuff. And that's all of our different products on the whole store put together. Anyone who visits any of the sales pages comes there. And that's across not just Harry Potter, but like Doctor Who, Pokemon, video game stuff, all that type of niches that are being hit. So that's how we kind of have it as at our custom audience level and our buyer list, and that's how we're going to think about our retargeting. So we have the first step of setting it up would be obviously just promoting a product. You have to create the retargeted audience. We're in the initial campaign. We did a video at first to promote the product. In this case, it'd be just like if you're launching any product. If you have a shirt going out, a new design, you're launching it, you start selling, you have that custom audience you're creating for that sales page anyways. So we're kind of doing this for every product we're promoting, every product that we're selling. We have a retargeting campaign of some sort, like I'm going to show you, set up. It might only be being shown to a few people because only like 10 people visit the page per day, but we still have the retargeting campaign set up. Those products that are getting hit heavy and really selling well and have a lot of traffic coming to. We have a lot more retargeting ads and a lot more angles being hit, but we have some form of this going on every little bit. So we have just a normal product launch coming out. Let's say you got the tripwire necklace campaign, and what you want to do is you want to make sure you create a custom audience in Facebook. I'm sure many of you have seen how to do this. Go into audiences in your Facebook dashboard, and you can create a custom audience for website traffic. People who visit specific web pages, you'll add your URL there. If you're going to do a niche specific one, then you'll add all of your niche product URLs here. Go to the max amount of days allowed, which is 180 right now, and then just name it, create audience. From there, everyone who visits that page is good to go. You will have to set up Facebook code on your website if you don't have that set up yet. But that all walkthroughs, tutorials are on Facebook for all that stuff. Very easy to do. But that's what we've got to go in here. We have step one, launching the product, creating a custom audience. Now these days, really, my ad style is more with retargeting in mind from the get-go. Whereas before, it was a lot, last year with the t-shirt bubble, it was heavy duty. It was heavy duty, excuse me. It was heavy duty on those just new launches. Launch as many shirts as you possibly can. You're going to get a turnaround on your money right away. We had a lot of very successful, easygoing campaigns where this year, where it's died down a little bit, more competition, it's tougher to sell just t-shirts. We have to really think about the back end and the retargeting and how we're going to get them back just to kind of increase our conversions and all those little things we're paying for and cut our costs down. So with this in mind, we have a lot of different ads coming out on the initial launch, especially if I'm in a niche, like let's say the beard niche, I know I'm hitting this niche, it's not going to hurt me so much to think about launching every different type of ad towards that one brand, because it's all going to be effective growing that brand. Whereas if I'm doing the t-shirt thing where you're launching a multitude of products throughout the day, 10 different niches or something, you're not going to be able to do each style because you'll be wasting money growing so many different assets that you're not going to be able to focus on. So it depends on which niche I'm doing a new launch on. But if we're doing, the beard one, for example, it's a new product launch, then we'll create every style of ad to get going. And what this does is it allows that custom audience to be growing a lot quicker too. If we have 5 ads, one WC ad, one PP ad, one clicks ad, then you got more traffic coming in than just one, growing that custom audience that we're going to hit on the retargeting side. So the different methods, the styles that we're doing with our ads to launch on our just step one, we got PPE ads, which is obviously kind of was a big hit in 2014. Still works very well for us, died down a little bit compared to how it used to be. Great thing about PPE is it really enforces the engagement, the interaction. Facebook optimizes for the interaction. So you get a lot of shares on a quality product, a quality offer, and a lot of shares can mean a lot of sales down the long run. So that's very powerful and very, good to put into play, especially if you have something that's very hot, very fan friendly. If it's more information based, then PPE is not the best way to go. It's more about getting them to the actual website. And for our custom audience and thought here, we're really more focused and more worried about getting them to the actual website, clicking the link so that they can be on that custom audience for us to retarget. So with our PPE ad campaigns, with the new launch, we will set up a PPE, and we'll just have it kind of start $5 to $20 a day. With these, we group our interests together. I find a collection of my most dialed in, my most targeted interests that I really feel strongly about, group them together to give me a large size audience, somewhere around, anywhere from 100,000 to a million would be that audience. We're using the full age group. That would be ideal. So, for dogs, 35 to 54 females would be the entire group with all the grouped interest. And we go mobile only on those just because PPE and interaction stuff it's very mobile friendly. So that's the PPE style, what we go to get it started out. Then we talk about website conversion ads. These are what I use most these days. Typically, I will launch all my campaigns with a WC ad. We'll create a fan page post just like we would a PPE ad, but we'll go into Power Editor and we'll create an advertisement that allows us to optimize the ad, that same fan page post, but for a website conversion. And just anytime Facebook can optimize your traffic to those who actually buy your product, that's ideal, because that's who we want to see our offer. For this, remember, we're thinking about the first step here of this campaign is we're thinking about getting people actually to the sales page. So that might not be your main traffic source in step one. It might not be the WC ads because they might not get as many clicks through because Facebook's optimizing for those that are just buying, but it will, get Facebook optimizing and improving your pixel as you go through. I know a lot of this is kind of advanced, what I'm talking about, if you haven't gotten into ads, but definitely just kind of start playing around with Facebook ads. The more, listen to what I say, check out my websites and stuff. I always go into this in great detail, kind of help you out. So WC ads are great for when you're scaling, when you know a niche, when you know the demographics, when you want to test everything out. This is what we're using. With my website conversion ads, I'm going with very broad interests, usually 1 to 3 interests at most, really 5 at most, depending on how big the audience. I like the entire audience to be in the millions. And if you can start selling to an audience that has 5 million people in it, then you have something you're going to be able to sell for 6 to 12 months. That's kind of the goal there. If we can get the targeting down enough where we can hit that large of audience, it's gold. So that's really what we're doing with our WC once we have a product that sells and we start breaking it out. Broader interest. I have my demographics separated completely into split tests. So every ad set would be an individual year. It would be a different interest. It would be maybe a mobile and desktop split. If I don't know the gender, it would be split between. So we're splitting out everything. And really, a single campaign could have hundreds of ads that are running at $5 a day. But we know this is a winner, so we take the loss the first couple days on those. It might be a few $100s. And then we shut off all the losers, and we up and amplify and scale the ones that are really working. And that's how we can kind of get to the conversion zone really quickly. So that's how we go about our WC. And then our third method that I like to use a lot with this kind of style of video marketing and just the retargeting is going to be getting our ads optimized to clicks. Now, this is great because it's optimizing people who are going to actually click the link, come to your website, and when they're on your website, they're on your custom audience. And that's the key to the whole thing here. We want that custom audience so we can retarget. The more dialed in, the better. But the way we're going to hit in step 2 here is that it doesn't have to be even that dialed in as long as they're just kind of in your niche. You're going to show every angle, going to hit every product line and all that stuff. Sorry. So this is why I like Facebook to optimize for clicks. Now, before, a lot of people would use CTW, click the website ads, and I still use that style a lot. But these days, I'm using a different style of optimization. This might be a little advanced talk that you don't understand, but this is something I've been using recently. Whereas just on the same thought where we're separating the custom audiences on multiple levels, I'm creating multiple Facebook conversion pixels. So typically we'll have a conversion pixel on the product when someone buys, and that's how Facebook tracks it. Now I'm setting up conversion pixels right now for my advertising so that we have a conversion pixel for KPV, which is key page views. This is anyone who visits the website, just like click the website. Anyone who visits the actual website, that's a pixel and fires off. I create another pixel for that single product for anyone who adds that product to the cart. So that's an ATC ad, conversion pixel, I call it. And then thirdly, I add a conversion pixel for anyone who buys that individual product. And that's a checkout pixel, as I call it. So those 3 pixels are tracked on every single individual product I create. And I also have a store-wide pixel. So I have 4 different pixels I'm tracking. Now, what we have with the KPV, the key page views pixel, is that we can optimize our ad, where we choose a pixel for Facebook to optimize our ad for. So I'm going to choose my KPV pixel, which lets Facebook optimize my WC ad for people to convert on visiting my page. I know that might be a little confusing, but it allows Facebook to really dial in who they're showing the ad to get to your website, with still using the website conversion algorithm that seems to be just kind of the winner right now as far as the objective you want to use on your ads. So that's kind of a style we're going there, and we like that because just recent news is that Facebook is starting, they ideally optimize a single ad set if it fires off its conversion pixel at least 20 to 25 times in a single day. So what that means is you have to make 20 to 25 sales that fire on Facebook with your conversion pixel, so that Facebook is optimizing and showing your traffic the best it possibly can. Now, with most of our products, the way we separate them to $5 a day ad sets, we're not going to be able to get 25 sales on a single ad set on anything really. So it's not going to be able to optimize our conversion pixel that's set for the checkouts. But if we optimize it towards the people that visit the website, we will hit those 25 views and those 25 pixel fires in a day. So Facebook is super optimizing. It's kind of like a little tweak in the system where you trick Facebook to think that your product's converting super highly, because Facebook wants to give those products and those ads that are converting well the most views, the most interaction. So you kind of tweak the system where your product is, or your sales page looks like it's doing awesome. You're getting those fires, it's optimizing, and every one of those pixel fires is a view on your sales page. So that's building this custom audience. And that's why I really love to do that with this system. It kind of just optimizes your clicks. You are spending a little bit more on this step 1 for overall ads, but it pays off in the second step when we're going to come on with the retargeting on the 3 layers we talked about. So the initial retargeting on the product level is we can first off just promote the original product visited. So if this is an example, if they visited this cow shirt, we would send them a video or a Facebook post ad or whatever it may be, retargeting ad to that custom audience, showing them this product, that same product they saw. It said that you need to see a product 7 to 10 times before someone on average will buy. So we need to show them this product 7 to 10 times, and that's what retargeting does here, just gets them to see it more. That's why we always advocate promoting web across the web on different platforms and all that stuff, so they see you everywhere and they hit those views very quickly and decide, oh, this is a good vendor, I need to buy. So on the product level, we can first off do the individual product we showed at first. Next off, we can hit them on products that are related. You hit a multi-product ad on Facebook that shows them all types of products that might be right in the same category of something they purchased. So this is a great way to just kind of expand on the opportunity to sell something through your store, the opportunity to grow a buyer, and just show them other things. If they weren't super excited about that first product, maybe it's another related product that fits more with what they're looking for. So on the product level, that's how you can go about hitting this audience. On the niche level, we're thinking more that niche major product, growing the brand more so, and getting people back in, showing them everything we got that's related to them. So we have where you can retarget our collections. I love to do this on the niche level with that custom audience. We'll show them multiple products we have going on. This is an ad style I love to use where we upload 4 1200 by 1200 pixel graphics to a single fan page post. And we have the text here where it says order here, and the link is the collections link. And then each of these individual pictures can be clicked on and opened up like a normal fan page post. And you can come in here after you've posted this and edit each of those individual 4 pictures to have an individual link to that sales page. So this is a cool way to retarget, get people to show them your top sellers in the collection, get them to the collection where you might have hundreds of products, plus get those other products sold. This is another place I love to really use video ads on the retargeting. This is where you can show a lot of products. You get the discount codes coming in. And this is where we used video retargeter quite a bit, because I love to try a whole different things, a bunch of different things out and variables. And with video, it takes so long to create video that you can't really try too many things out. You just kind of go with the first one or two you make, and it's like, okay, well, that have to work. Which when I'm just kind of messing around, they're never that pretty. So we have to really kind of dial it in, and this allowed me to try different products, different transitions really quickly, where I like to have a whole bunch of retargeting ads going. Now, also in the niche level, you can hit a niche-specific product, like I said, whereas this is an example of Nerd Block, and this is a monthly box deal for the nerd niche. And this is the same type of thing we're doing in the beard brand, the same type of thing we're doing in most of our niches. We do hit the nerd niche pretty hard, and this is something we're going to set up in short time. There's a lot of competition in that niche, so we've stayed away from it until we get these other ones down. But it's just an example of that one main offer that you're going to retarget to this niche level audience. Now, third, we're going to hit them on the store level, and this is where we're going to be building the actual brand. This is, you'll see, this is the only time I really use right-hand sidebar ads, just to kind of get people who have visited the store, get our logo out there, get people seeing what's going on, get them back into the store and the products we've got going on. And if we have any stories or stuff that's going on about the brand, we'll link to the blog post. We have videos of what's going on, PR stuff. This is where we link those videos and retarget this store. All about brand building, saying what your store and your brand is about, because it's really, when it comes down to these single brands, it's about the story of what that brand is. That's going to help your sales all the way. Now, this will also, these retargeting ads here will include like our monthly deals, like I said, if we have any discounts, if we have any special offers. We also have newsletters across the board, so every individual niche you're doing, we have newsletters. Every brand, we have kind of discount newsletters. So we're getting them in other assets that are all building this brand, all building that authority. And with these retargeting ads, like I said, I love to test all different types of variables and really get things broken down so I know what's converting best. And on the retargeting side, it's good to just do every single variation out here to test it out and see what's going on. But it's going to be the lowest cost per acquisition you're going to find is these retargeting ads in the videos. So definitely test all different types of stuff. We're testing the product style. So if I sell or I market a t-shirt on the front end, I might show them a tank top on the back on the retargeting. So we're trying all different styles. Might show them a cell phone, that type of thing. We're trying to add layouts, obviously the copy, changing up the products and the videos and the images. All that's obvious. You want to really split test. And then the Facebook optimization styles, where I talked about that above, where we got PPE, the WC, the CTW, the KPV, all that crazy acronym shit. That you want to test those out. And when I'm creating an initial custom audience, I like to use them all, because the more traffic, the better in my mind. I turn off anything that's not sending quality traffic that's costing us too much. But anything that's sending good viewers at a low cost, I let it roll, I let it run. And we also, of course, split test our demographics and the specials and the offers we got going. So that's really how we're doing our content remarketing on that 3-layer kind of attack. And that's how we're really able to show people exactly what they want to see and grow our brand, plus get those 7 to 10 views about what our store is, and just hit all those authority cues as well. So that is style number 2. Next off is style number 3, which is something I just started on. We're starting to play around with, and it's just pretty much the same idea of style number 1 there, campaign 1. We're calling this part 2s, where we have a quality content video coming up on that's going to share a bunch of ways to fix a problem, but we're going to leave them hanging. It's going to have a cliffhanger at the end. We're going to offer lots more in the next video in part 2. So we can do this in multiple levels. Actually, you don't have to just have 2 parts. You can have 3 or 4 parts and lead them into a product. But we're doing this kind of part 2s because we want them on our email list, and we're allowing the email list from there and the autoresponder and the quality content we deliver to convert them from there. So that's the whole idea about what's going on these part twos. And this is a great way to, once again, deliver that quality content, keep people coming back, plus growing that asset where you're going to be able to market to them long term with the email list and all that stuff and the custom audiences you're building. So step one is what we want to do is we're going to create an awesome list funnel. And a list funnel is broken down really to three pieces. We have, first off, we have the squeeze page, where this is the page people are going to visit. Let me close all this shit. People are going to visit, and they're going to, this is where you're going to have your kind of introduction of what's going on, your part one content, where you're going to entice them to subscribe to your newsletter. You're going to entice them, give them a reason to join your email list and give you their email. And that's really where the part one, part two is very important here, where we want to have something along the lines that's going, like I said, a cliffhanger. So a good example we have here would be like 5 great ways to generate 500 more Twitter followers or Twitter viewers a day. And we can have part one of the video would be like 3 or 4 of those ways. And then we would say, if you want part 5, if you want the 5th way to get the most viewers, the best way, the one I use every day, then you need to enter your email address. And we're doing this with quality content, just like we did in the campaign 1. Instead of, we're not doing like an ebook giveaway or anything along those lines, kind of a digital product. We're just doing a video content join because we want them to be specific on this one topic so that we can dial in and show them the right offers with the retargeting audience and all that stuff. So we're thinking about it on those 3 levels again. Who are these viewers on the product individual level that we really want to dial it in and hit it hard? Who are they in what niche and what store we're sending them to? So we're giving this video away at first. This is a video ad. Obviously, we're getting them in and just going to, once again, entice them to join and sign up. Now, when they sign up, they join the newsletter and join the squeeze page. They're going to be automatically added to your newsletter, to your email list, and they're going to be sent to a thank you page as well as get a welcome email. And pretty much here is where you can promote. I had a graphic there. This is where you can promote and kind of sell your product. We don't want to have the product in mind from day one because we're thinking about the content. The whole funnel pretty much goes part 1 content, part 2 content, and then product. Okay, and then of course emails to kind of convince people that join why they should buy the product. So that's the whole idea and thought here. And on the thank you page, this is where we're delivering the part 2, the promise that we gave them. We promise we're going to give them quality content in part 2. So you get that right away. And then here's also where you can actually sell the product. Say here, well, here's how you can take it to the next step further. Some people don't like to sell product as quickly. I love to push it quickly these days. I'm finding the quicker you push it, the better it's going to do as far as numbers overall and just how you're going to be able to really ramp up your ad traffic and things like that. But the thank you page and welcome email are just kind of getting them introduction to the brand, what's going on, here's the product. And then you have the autoresponder on day 1 through day 10 is focused on selling that product that you have and then any other products you may have going out there. So we like to have an email go one every day or every other day or every 3 days, depending on the niche and the angle. And we just kind of, like I said, we fight all the objections that people have of why they might not bought the product in round 1. So any objection is too high price, we'll do an email on day 3 that might have a 10% discount. If it's, whatever other objections they might have, that's what we're really going to hit. They don't think it's going to work for them. We show a bunch of testimonials and a bunch of people that it's worked for. That type of stuff is what you're going to want to cover in the email and also show pieces of it, show examples of what the product can deliver and things like that. And that's how you're going to convince them to buy. And this is the whole system we have set up. Now in step 2, we just go ahead and we create the video ads. We have the initial ad where we have content. This is a video I released the other day. We started to do some ads to that, just kind of growing a list, getting into, I'm launching this new Crushing E-commerce course here, and this is something going to be leading into that promotion, the people watching this video. So we have the part 1, they sign up for part 2, and we have the product launch series coming in the autoresponder, and we have the video ad is part 1. the part one of the video. And then if they sign up, we have custom audiences set up on our retargeting, all that stuff. If they don't sign up, we have more videos coming out to retarget to them to get them to sign up. If they do sign up, we have every day the email subject we're talking about. We're going to have anyone who visits that page, if it's just a content page, if it's an objection, a fixer, anything like that, we're going to have ads specific for that custom audience as well. So every page people are visiting, we have a custom audience set up. We have retargeting ads, retargeting videos going to them to kind of cover whatever we missed, or just kind of reiterate the fact of, hey, you should buy this product, it's awesome. Just those authority type of cues. So that's what we're really going for here on just the whole level. You think in the back end, retargeting, you think the front end, getting that quality content. Now for these, I typically like to use on the front end video, I'll use a video views ad and I'll use a WC ad together, optimizing for that KPV pixel like I talked about. Because what we're looking for in these initial videos is people to watch the video and to click the link. So we're creating those two custom audiences, where one custom audience is the video views of people who have viewed it, and then we have people who have actually clicked the link. Those are people even more dialed in. So we have those custom audiences that, like I said, we can continue hitting hardcore from there. And then really it's just about relying on quality content from there. Make sure the video part one, part two is solid and delivering good stuff. And then obviously the autoresponder and the emails from there are just delivering top notch to convince them that you're an authority in your quality. So those are the three main campaign styles that we're rocking with right now with videos. Works very well. As you can see, content is king. It's kind of where it's been in my head for a long time ever since I started this, but now video, you can do a lot with video content, especially when you know how to just kind of deliver quick 1 minute, 30 second to 3 minute videos. You can rock out with it.